So again, I'd like to thank you, Marsha Park, for stopping by. It's been an absolute pleasure. And did you mention that you guys have something coming up at the end of April, with it being
Money Smart Month?
Money Smart Month
on next Saturday, which is April 28th.
Okay.
At New Northside Conference Center, we have a home buying resource fair. And we are partnering with Enterprise Bank. So there will be a lot of information on lending and on real estate first-time home buyers or home buying process.
Okay, great. Yes. And how can our listeners actually reach out to you and contact you?
I give people my cell phone.
Okay.
My cell number is 314-580-6675. I would love to hear from you if you have any questions. Don't want to utilize me as a real estate agent, and just contact me and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. If I can't answer them, right, I will direct you to the correct person.
There you go. One thing that you said that I truly agree on, as a matter of fact, it's one of my symbols on my book. It's one of my logos, and that is knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. The more knowledge that you have, the more power that you will have with anything that you're trying to attempt. So again, we just really thank you so much for coming in and sharing that information with us today. Great information. And I look forward to having you come back. So we'll talk to you about our weekday show that we're planning on setting up in May.
Okay. Thank you. And it was a pleasure to be here today. And thank you for
anytime. All right, we're going to take a quick music break, and we'll be right back with Sunday Brunch with Lynda D Brown. So let's just go with I'll Do Anything for You. Roy Morgan.
Turn up the music. Nothing in the world that I won't do. I give the word to you. If you want me to, I'll do anything. I'm nothing in the world that I won't do. I give the word to you. If you want me to, I'll do anything. They think I'm a fool, cause I do so many things. But they don't know the reason why I do all the things I do. If they'll never see the things you do for me, the way you make me strong whenever things go wrong. When you stand by my side, how you relax my mind and show me what to do to make my dreams come true. Anything you want to do. There's nothing in this world that I won't do. Anything you want me to. Yes, I will. I hope very soon you'll see all the love I have. I've been holding some inside, cause I thought it was too much. The love I have inside, I will no longer hide, because I trust in you. Stay right by my side, cause you relax my mind and show me what to do to make my dreams come true. There's nothing in this world that I won't. Anything you want me to. Yes, I will. I anything. Nothing in the world that I won't do. I give the word to you if you want me to. I'll do anything. Anything for you. I'll give the word you want me to do. Anything for you. I'll give the word you want me to do. I do. I do. I do.
That was I'll Do Anything for You by Denroy Morgan. All right, so we're back. There we go. There we go. So we're back. That was I'll Do Anything for You by Denroy Morgan. Apparently it is. He knew exactly who it was before I had a chance to even say anything. Jump Street, are you still with us?
I am here.
All right. So what did you think about the information that Miss Parks shared with us about the state of real estate?
She gave us some great information.
Very great information. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know what? It kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. I said it's sort of an oxymoron that we're talking about on the first hour is the time to leave America. And on the second hour, is it, let's talk about buying a house. What do you think? Do you think this is something we should be thinking about, or should we thinking about packing up and getting up out of here?
Very interesting question, because I go back to, I was thinking about when Minister Farrakhan was on Phil Donahue.
Okay.
And Donahue proposed the question to Minister Farrakhan. He said, well, are, people just interested in just packing up, leaving America? And like the minister so eloquently stated to him, he said, well, black people have an interest. We should be able to go and come, he said, because we have a stake here. We do have a stake here because we built this. Whether anybody wants to refute that or not, we did build this. And so it's interesting, the position we find ourselves in. You're going to have a lot of people that may be willing to leave, and then you're going to have a lot of people that just aren't going to be willing to leave no matter what. So that is an interesting question, but I guess it depends on how much we can take. How much can we actually take? We've taken it for 500 years, so I guess we're pretty steadfast on changing things, but I don't know.
But isn't that part of our problem, though, that we tend to get comfortable in situations that we shouldn't be comfortable in?
Yeah, we get comfortable with suffering.
Right.
And that's not a good position to be in.
Right. And like you said, you already know the truth about who we really are. And if you go back to the Exodus, when the Lord had Moses try to free his people, he had to harden the heart of Pharaoh to really come down on the.
The thing is, I think if most, not all, but even if the majority number of black people came to the mindset that we are ready to pack up and leave this country, they would never let us do it anyway.
Right. We'd have to sneak
I
out.
don't believe they would because, as I stated, we are the number one commodity
Yes.
on the New York Stock Exchange.
Yep.
I know a lot of people may not believe that, and I know even fewer know that. But if you think about it, I ask people this question all the time. Name a way they don't make money off of us.
Exactly.
They make money off of us in life. They make money off of us in death.
Yeah.
So, I mean, life and death, there is no more than that. I mean, and the in-between really doesn't count. So I'm saying if they make money off of you in life and death, my God, that's everything.
Exactly. And if you guys don't believe that, just go to YouTube and type in TDA accounts and who's actually holding us. Apparently, it seems like as soon as we are born and our birth certificates are released, they actually take out like a bond on us in millions. So there was actually a thing on Facebook, I'm sorry, on YouTube, where people were actually trying to access those TDA accounts because they're actually in our name. It's really interesting. Of course, I was all in and trying to see what was going on, but it doesn't seem like it was something that would actually work in our favor, but definitely something to think about because just like a lot of employers and a lot of people don't understand this. Did you know that your employee, especially if they offer you free life insurance at work, that more than likely they're one of the beneficiaries if anything happens to you? Were you aware of that?
I'm not surprised.
Yep.
I'm really not. Interesting you say that because going back to the Starbucks incident, now it's supposedly common knowledge that Starbucks' policy is that you don't have to purchase anything to be able to, be in the store, And now you would know that by the way these two brothers were treated this last week or whatever. And the woman, the young woman that caused all the trouble, the barrister, they say she no longer works there.
Right.
But there was another young lady, a black woman who has a history of working with this woman, and she says, well, it's common knowledge that this woman is a known racist. She has a problem with black people. She always have. She said that it's like if a crowd of black people come into the store, she gets real tense and uptight and so forth and stuff like that. So this is not by any means, something just that happened off the cuff. This is her history. Right. So she said, though, the white woman that was no longer working there, she said Starbucks has a policy that's in place. And I do believe this one.
I do too.
Now, I will say this. See, the CEO of Starbucks said that this is not their policy and blah, 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 blah. But what else would he say? You know what I mean? They start thinking about sitting back and thinking about all the money that they're going to miss if there's a protest, a nationwide protest on. And so he's going to come some other way. Okay, we can't let it be known that our policy is that we cater to one part of our society or clientele and not the other, right? So they don't want to miss those black dollars. Nobody likes black people, but everybody likes black people's money. Right.
So at what point are we going to stop giving them all of our money? Because we know that they're not doing anything to help us.
You know what? And this is going to sound harsh, but we're living in harsh times, so here it goes. Ask yourself this. Are we getting what we deserve?
Come on now.
Because if you think about it, here we are complaining about the treatment, the historical treatment that we continue to receive from the oppressor's hand, but yet and still we have no problem supplying the oppressor with all the economic resources he needs to keep us in check. So who do we blame? Do we blame them or do we blame ourselves?
I think a combination of both.
It's one thing to complain about something.
Exactly.
But it's another thing to be a major contributor of the things that you're complaining about.
Exactly. I know. So how do we fix this?
You know what? It's a great question. The thing that I've asked myself that question a million times, and the one common denominator that keeps coming to my mind is we're not going to fix anything until Black people find a way to unify and stand together. And I'm not talking about after somebody's been murdered or gunned down in the street by whomever. I'm talking about seriously coming together, having think tanks.